Yo, what's going on, guys? Just wanted to check in. Haven't made a video in a while, and yeah, it's mainly because I've been streaming Rank S every single day this whole week. Unfortunately, I haven't been like able to queue ranked because every time I queue ranked, it takes 10 minutes to get a game, or I sit in queue for 10 minutes and I don't get a game. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about where my head's at for this next tournament Steel Series, and along with that, I'm planning, as of now, as of the last 24 hours, to play Petra. Of course, I like to change my character choice quite a lot, but I played in Rank S today, and it's the first day that I've won Rank S. Um, so, that's a good sign. And for those of you who don't know, Rank S is basically a private queue system for the top 100 PR'd players to play against each other. To not have to deal with all the problems that Ranked has and all the other problems that go along with that. So that's why what Rank S is and why it exists. There's 1v1 and 2v2, and there's always people live streaming it on Twitch. I already talked about it, but I've been live every single day streaming 1v1 and 2v2. It's at 4 to 6 Eastern and then 8 to 10 Eastern. And yeah, that's another thing that's pretty exciting, is that we got Steel Series 2v2 coming up next weekend, which I'm very excited for. Hopefully me and Remy can get our first win of this year. Looking good. We actually have been testing out some new stuff, which I guess I'll get into more in this next game. I mean, over the last few days, Remy and I were testing out a lot of different stuff in 2v2. First we were playing like Nash Hattori, then we were playing Double Hattori a bit, then we were playing like Val Bodvar. This guy disconnected, so I guess I will disconnect as well. What was I saying? Okay, yeah, so we played Nash Hattori, we played Val Bodvar, we were testing, we were just testing out a bunch of stuff, and one day after we did like worse than we had expected, we were losing to a lot of people that we usually don't lose to, and it like came to my mind, came across me, that Taros is pretty bonkers. I was talking to Faison about like, I forget what we were talking about, but we started talking about like Brawlhalla characters. And he was like, Val is super good, and I was like, yeah, Val is good, but she's like not really what I'm looking for. Because something that Remy and I were struggling a lot with was killing. Like securing the knockouts when we both have like low force sword. So I was like, why not just play the character who has the easiest time killing, Taros, who also has insane strength in 2v1 combos and just like little conversions. Because he has so much strength, Taros is so effective in those scenarios. And it's funny because the first tournament that Remy and I ever won, I played Taros for a bit of it. I'm not sure if I played him for all of it. I actually think we won it with me on Barraza actually. But yeah, all the way back to 2016, and now come a long way and still in the same habits. And that's another thing. Like a lot of these old legends, like they kind of got phased out in 1v1, but in 2v2, your partner can like make up for those weaknesses. The most obvious example I can think of is like Queen Nai. Her biggest weakness is like she can't really move, so when she gets hit off stage, she like is super easy to gimp. But if your teammate's always there protecting you, and like she has some great sigs too, like her spear down sig is like honestly pretty underrated in 2v2. And yeah, it's like stuff like that, and like she has downlight ensig on spear true as well. It's like stuff like that gives you so much more options for character choices in twos. Like we haven't really seen many people like really play like a composition of characters, more like they just play what they're comfortable with. But I hope that's something that begins to develop over the next year or so. Like things like hammer and gauntlets are super good together because pretty much every gauntlet move can set up into hammer and light, which is very easy for gauntlets to follow up on it. It's like little stuff like that is always cool to think about. Shout out Chipwreck Falls. So happy that I don't play on this map anymore when I queue ranked 1v1. Or when I play in tournaments, because this is one of my least favorite maps. I always thought this map was just too big. Like, the size were too big and the stage was too big. Demon Island is like about this size, but the kill zones are so much like closer to the stage. And yeah. Yeah, the more I think about it, and I have thought about it, the more I'm wondering why I ever stopped playing Petra to begin with. Because when Petra released, it was like, I loved playing her so much. I like campaigned so hard for her to be legal at Lotu City, and then I just like stopped playing her. I think the next tourney was Shine, and I played like Spear or something like that. Maybe I had like a bad online tournament result, or like guns got buffed or something, but that's something that, so yesterday, I'm recording this on Friday. Yesterday, I was playing Rank S ones, and I was playing Petra and Diana, and like, I would play Diana, and I remember I kept like getting shit on by Stingray, and it was tilting me so hard. And then I like watched the replay, like some of the replays after. It's like, I have such bad habits from all my times playing guns, from when like certain moves were too OP and like people didn't really know how to deal with them. Specifically like gun dare is like my worst worst habit, is like using gun dare way too much. And like the effort it would take to break some of those habits is like so much. And for me, I think it's easier to play a weapon like Gauntlets or like Orb, which I haven't had that time to build those bad habits, especially compared to like Diana and like guns overall, where I just like can't seem to break them. The more I've been playing recently, the more fun I've had getting like huge strings and combos. And like with guns, those exist, but they're just like not the same as getting huge like Nair, ground pound, GCD light, stuff like that with gauntlets, or like huge orb strings. Those are just like so fun to land, and they're also like so tilting for the other person to get hit by. Thinking about that gives me great joy. And honestly, something that I've been struggling with, which I didn't think I would struggle with, is actually converting edge guards with gauntlets and orb. And it's weird because one of my best weapons that I edge guard with is bow, which I feel like is one of the more complex edge guarding weapons, because yeah, it's like mostly just Sair, but it's a lot of like spacing, and with these weapons I feel like you don't really need to space as much, you just need to hit the one move. And I've been struggling hitting the ground pounds, I'm not even gonna lie. So that's something I'm looking to work on going forward. This Louis guy is kind of nice on it, I'm not even gonna lie. That was just destruction. Yeah, I hope you guys are excited to see the Petra back, because I've been having so much fun playing her. I was playing her like casually in twos with some people when I was playing recently, and then it just like struck me that I should just play her in ones as well, because Petra is probably my favorite character in the game, if not Diana, and I just talked about the struggles I've been having with Diana, so for now Petra is my favorite. And hopefully, well, not hopefully, but when you have fun with the game, you play way better, and that's just reality. So having fun is super key for me. And as much as I'd like to say it, and I'd like to say that it's true, a lot of people believe that like winning is fun, and like as long as you're winning you're having fun, but that's just like not really who I am. Like even if I was playing like Lance or some actual weapon that is like super disgustingly broken, if I'm not having fun with it, I can't get on to practice it because I don't want to play the game because it's not fun for me, and stuff like that. So that's just another reason why I think it's super important for me to find something that I'm having fun with and also is getting results for me. And that's what like a great example of that is like Canon last year. I had never really I honestly I was struggling a lot last year with the game. Like I wasn't having any fun during that whole stint of Katars being ridiculous and guns being horrid. So when I started picking up cannon around like Rotterdam, that was one of the most that was one of the periods of time where I had the most fun with Brawlhalla in my entire career. And yeah, that's all I'll talk about that because I miss the old cannon so much, and the new cannon is such a disaster. Balance wise and fun wise, it's just less fun. It's less everything. Speaking of fun though, greatsword, I can't wait for that to be legal in tournament because that weapon is something else, man. It's not legal in rank S right now because there is it's not legal in the next tournament, but as soon as greatsword is going to be legal for the next tournament, it's going to be legal in rank S, and I'm going to be grinding it because that weapon, that's the kind of weapon where like a lot of it is just knowledge. I feel like if you have the knowledge, then you're good. Like you can, as long as you can incorporate that knowledge, there's not really much like input wise that is very difficult. So if you have the knowledge of what to do, then you're gonna excel with it. But yeah, I mean, a lot of the content that I like to upload on my channel is more like me talking and not really tryharding. I don't know if you guys like that tryharding content. Like whenever I uploaded tournaments, like the reception was always a bit worse than when I just like uploaded me talking about some characters or like the state of the game or stuff like that. I think I'm gonna try and keep like a lot of that competitive content to my Twitch stream, which is just twitch.tv/PMXD if you don't follow. Live every day for the most part. Well, during the week, like Monday to Friday, I'm live every day from 4 to 6 Eastern at the very least. Maybe I'm live 8 to 10 as well for 2v2. But I think, like I said, I'm gonna try to keep most of my competitive content to there because it's just like, it's a different vibe when I'm playing competitive for sure than when I'm just chilling like in experimental or chilling in ranked. Just because, I don't know. When I like to like talk about this stuff, I'm like not really, I'm more like autopiloting. And, like I don't really say much when I'm really competing. That's like, I've gotten way more consistent at doing a downlight nair actually. I hit it, okay, that doesn't count. I hit it like 10 times in a row today during rank S. I'm not even kidding, I hit it like 10 times in a row. So, that's huge for me. When that combo is consistent, I'm like super on my game. So, if I can just stay like that, I'm feeling good for Steel Series 1s. And hopefully we're going to find out soon what's going on with the end of the year as far as esports goes. Because we know about 2 more tournaments, I think. We know about Steel Series and then we know about Autumns. At least I'm assuming there's Autumn champs. So hopefully we learn more about that. Anyways, so thank you guys for hanging out. We made it to the end. That's cool. And thank you guys for watching, always supporting me. Check out my Twitch stream if you're interested, and goodbye.